Indigenous innovations, technologies and practices ahead of their time. Many people associate innovation with modern technology and urban developments, but some of the most forward-thinking and sustainable innovations come from indigenous cultures around the world. These communities have long drawn upon their deep knowledge of the environment, developed sustainable practices, and invented solutions that resonate with contemporary ideas of green technology and ecological balance. Here's a look at some indigenous innovations that were ahead of their time and continue to inspire modern practices. Agricultural techniques, terracing and companion planting. Indigenous communities developed agricultural techniques like terracing and companion planting long before the modern world embraced these methods. For example, the Inca people of the Andes created agricultural terraces, allowing them to farm on mountainous terrain while conserving water and preventing soil erosion. Similarly, Native American communities practiced Three Sisters planting, where maize, beans, and squash were grown together. This approach promoted soil fertility, minimized pests, and provided balanced nutrition, a strategy still valued today in sustainable agriculture. Water management systems. Advanced water management systems have been central to many indigenous cultures. In arid regions, such as those inhabited by the Native American Hohokam in the present-day southwestern United States, indigenous groups built extensive irrigation canals to support farming. Meanwhile, the ancient Khmer Empire, Cambodia, developed intricate reservoirs and canals, creating a water management system that even inspired the design of the famous Angkor Wat Temple complex. These practices highlight the understanding indigenous groups had of managing scarce resources sustainably. Renewable building materials. Indigenous architecture often incorporated renewable, natural materials, which allowed for sustainable, energy-efficient housing. The Pueblos in the American Southwest, the yurts of Central Asian steppes, and the traditional Maori were in New Zealand all show how communities could adapt materials such as clay, wood, grasses, and animal hides to suit local climates. These structures provided insulation, were easy to repair, and blended harmoniously with the environment, anticipating today's green building trends. Forest management practices control burns. Long before wildfire prevention became a topic in contemporary land management, indigenous communities practiced controlled burning. This technique, often referred to as cultural burning, helped manage forest ecosystems, encourage new plant growth, and reduce the risk of catastrophic wildfires. Indigenous groups in Australia and North America have long used this practice, which is now being recognized as an effective way to enhance biodiversity and prevent uncontrollable wildfires. Holistic health and medicinal knowledge. Indigenous knowledge of medicinal plants has often been passed down through generations, providing insight into natural remedies and holistic health practices. For example, the use of willow bark for pain relief, a precursor to modern-day aspirin, originates from indigenous practices in both Europe and North America. Similarly, Ayurvedic practices from indigenous Indian knowledge systems have long promoted wellness through diet, herbs, and lifestyle choices, aligning with many modern holistic health trends. Social and political organization. Indigenous societies often practice sophisticated forms of governance and social organization. The Iroquois Confederacy, for example, used a consensus-based model of decision-making that emphasized unity and collaboration. This model influenced the framers of the U.S. Constitution and remains relevant today in discussions on democratic governance and participatory decision-making. Sustainable fishing and wildlife practices. Indigenous communities have historically followed sustainable fishing and hunting practices, using only what they needed and often implementing seasonal restrictions. The Maori of New Zealand, for example, follow the concept of kaitiakitanga, or guardianship, which involves protecting natural resources for future generations. Similarly, the Haida people in Canada have a deep cultural respect for marine life, only taking what is needed and ensuring balanced ecosystems. These practices align with contemporary conservation and sustainability goals. The legacy and lessons of indigenous innovations. Indigenous innovations show a deep-rooted respect for the environment and an understanding of sustainable living, that has only recently come to the forefront of modern technological advancement. Today, many environmentalists, scientists, and architects are looking back to these indigenous practices for inspiration, recognizing the sophistication, adaptability, and sustainability of these age-old innovations. Embracing and learning from indigenous innovations not only helps us advance toward a sustainable future, but also honors the invaluable knowledge these communities contribute to our global heritage. Please share and subscribe for our channel for more video. Thank you and God bless you.